The empire for sale. You'd think something like a whole empire wouldn't be for sale, but in ancient Rome, everything had a price, even the throne. In 193 AD, the emperor was assassinated, and the elite Praetorian Guard, basically the emperor's bodyguards, were like, "Okay boys, who's got cash? Let's auction off the Roman Empire." And they weren't joking. They literally held a bidding war to see who would pay the most to become emperor. A rich senator named Titius Julianus walked in with a fat stack of silver and made the winning offer. 25,000 silver coins for each soldier. The guards handed him the crown. Boom, emperor. Except the empire didn't belong to the guards, and the people, they were not impressed. Other generals were also not too thrilled. So one of them, Septimius Severus, marched on Rome. The empire then turned on Julianus and he was killed. The Greek art scam. In the 1st century BC, in Rome, Greek culture was basically the hottest trend in town. Everyone wanted to flex with an original statue by Phidias or Praxiteles. The problem? All the statues were long gone. So the solution was to make more. Roman sculptors realized they could carve new statues, rub a bit of dirt on them, maybe chip off a toe, and bam, look, an ancient Greek masterpiece. Rich Roman elites bought these fakes like they were going out of style. And they paid big. Some pieces were so authentic that they even had fake artist signatures chiseled in to raise the price. Today, we know that half of those statues were totally fake. They were freshly made and passed off as antique treasures. The alchemist who scammed an emperor. China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, really wanted to live forever. Like, really. So he hired a wizard named Xu Fu who promised to find the elixir of immortality if the emperor funded a little sea voyage. The deal? Xu Fu said there was a magical herb for immortality that grew on a mystical island called Panglai. But he needed ships, money, and 3,000 young boys and girls to get it. The emperor said yes. So Xu Fu got everything he needed and dipped. On the way though, he sent back messages like, "We almost found it, but there were sea monsters. Please send us weapons and more supplies." Eventually, he just stopped replying, because why would he? He basically had his own little army and village. Legend says that after this, he landed in Japan and declared himself king. So yeah, Xu Fu scammed China's most powerful emperor, ran off with a royal fleet, and started a new life in another country. Solon's debt forgiveness. Meet Solon, the Athenian lawmaker. Around 594 BC, he did something pretty noble. He cancelled all public debts to stop poor people from being enslaved over unpaid debts. The public loved it. But just before he made the announcement, some of Solon's friends suspiciously bought up tons of land using borrowed money. Once the debt cancellation hit, that borrowed money all wiped away, but they still owned the land. Boom, free real estate. Historians argue whether Solon was in on it, but one thing's clear. Someone leaked the info early, and a few rich dudes got even richer from what was supposed to be a humanitarian reform. Quite possibly, it was the first case of insider trading. Ea Nasir, or should I say Ea Nasir, the copper scammer of Mesopotamia. Imagine ordering something online, say a shiny copper ingot, and when it arrives, it's dented, rusty, and smells like someone dropped it in a swamp. That was basically the ancient experience of doing business with Ea Nasir, a Babylonian merchant from the city of Ur. He promised premium copper, but he delivered crappy, low-grade metal mixed with rocks and garbage. One customer, a guy named Nani, got so mad he wrote what might be one of the first complaint letters in history on a clay tablet. It basically said, "You ripped me off, your copper sucks, I want my money back, and also your delivery guy is rude." Turns out Nani wasn't the only one. Archaeologists found multiple tablets from other victims, all furious at Ea Nasir's shady business practices. Some even complained they got no copper at all. This guy was running a full-blown ancient scam empire, scamming foreign merchants, lying about quality, and ghosting people once they paid. And that's all I've got time for today. Like this video if you learned something, subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!